everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Loving in Reality. We're here talking about Married at First Sight again. Episode 5? Question
I'm not
mark?
even sure. I don't-
I really don't really pay attention to the episode. I just watch it.
I think it's episode 5 or 6. Who knows?
Yeah, something like that. Well, we're wrapping up the honeymoon in this episode. That's all. That's
Hmm.
all that matters. What happened?
Yes, and I thought this was a pretty good episode. Much better than last week. Last week's was kind of.
I don't know. I have mixed feelings about this episode, but we'll get into it. Um, First off, I don't know if we already talked about this whole thing. Maybe it was a side conversation, but this whole nursing thing, like what is happening with that?
Oh, so Morgan and Ben. Yes, we'll start with them.
Like what? And then I watched
Morgan.
the after show and I was even more like this is pointless.
Yeah, so I was a little confused about the lie. So she is a nurse,
Right.
but she does not have. So she's an RN, but
Right.
does not have her BSN.
Right. Which you can be an RN without a BSN.
Right.
So I think from watching the after show, she explained that to Ben, but because he
Uh-huh.
doesn't understand how nursing works, he was
Uh-huh.
calling her a liar because she doesn't
Yeah.
have her BSN. And he
Yes,
was
I
like, "You're
think.
not a nurse." And she's like, "I am a nurse because you could be a nurse without your BSN." And he was just trying to make it seem like she was lying and then going
Well, I don't
to,
know if he was trying to make it seem like it. I think he just didn't understand. So he should
well,
have asked for clarification before saying he
well, the
lied. I just
reason
think he
why I
didn't
said
know.
that, the reason why I
Hmm.
said that is because on the after show, that's what she said. She said that he was going around telling people that she's lying about being a nurse. Like he
Okay.
told, what's his name? The tall guy? Justin.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
I'm
he
sure
told
he
Justin.
did. He definitely did that. But I think it's because he did not understand.
Yeah, so with that, everybody just started kind of going against her, as you can kind of see at the table at the last
Hmm.
dinner. Everybody was kind of like ganging up on her because at this point, I guess they were thinking that she was been lying to Ben, and he was saying stuff like she's a liar, da da da, yada yada.
But the only person who knew was Justin. He didn't tell anyone. And Alexis. I don't know if Alexis told other people, but
Well,
Ben just told Justin.
on the after show, they Mitch and Stace Sasha was there, and they
Uh-huh.
knew about it. They didn't know about the fight, but I guess they knew about, I guess, the whole nursing thing.
Did they know
I don't
about it
know.
on the honeymoon,
I don't know.
or did
They
they
didn't
find out
specify.
later?
They said that they didn't know they had a fight, but I think Mitch was saying something about, well, whatever he was saying he was on, what's her name? Morgan's side because what Ben did, I guess from Morgan's point of view, she was saying that people were thinking she was a liar. So she didn't specify which people, but she was alluding that it was more than just Justin. So it could have been
Now, my
Justin and
thing,
Alexis, or it could have been
yeah,
Justin, Alexis, and someone else. I don't know.
my thing is, if she weren't lying, then why is it a secret? Why are you sitting here crying? So I think she did lie about something. I think
She's
she told them, the experts, that she already had her BSN. She had to have, because otherwise, what are we keeping a secret? And why are we sitting here
I don't
crying?
know. I don't know. Maybe she didn't feel like a solidified, like more solidified with the BSN part. Um, but she was saying she was crying because she specifically told him that she didn't want anyone to know. So she was more
She
crying
was crying
about.
because she was embarrassed. That
On
she
this,
was embarrassed.
she said on the after show she was crying because she said she specifically wanted just to let him know that, and then he kept saying stuff. He said like, okay, this lie will lead to another lie, will lead to a bigger lie, and she just kept saying, I'm not lying. So he was kind of making a big deal off camera about the lying
Hmm.
thing, saying like, oh, you're lying about this, what else could you be lying about, blah blah blah, yada yada. And she was just saying, one, she didn't want that to be, he betrayed her trust because whether it was a big deal or not, or whether it was something that was an important detail or not, if I tell you something, if I tell you I broke my leg and I'm like, oh, I don't want people to know I broke my leg, And the mere
Hmm.
fact that you just went to go tell people the very thing I told you I didn't want people to know, that would make me upset as well. Because whether you think it's a big deal or whether you think I'm lying or not or whatever it is, I specifically told you as my husband or as anybody that I'm trusting that I didn't want this information shared. And then the first
Yeah.
thing you do is share it, like immediately
I
that same
think
day.
I think they were both wrong because Morgan did lie about something. And I
Well,
think it was just the
I
bachelor's
can't say
thing,
that. I
which it
can't
was
say that.
stupid. She didn't need to lie about that. Well, why? She lied about something. I don't
I
think
can't
she
say
lied
she
about
lied about
being, but
something.
Janelle, I don't think she lied about being a nurse. I don't think that's what the lie was. I think the lie was the BSN. Like, why even lie about that? Just say you're almost done and that you almost have it.
I don't even know if she. I mean, I could assume that she lied about that, but that I don't know if she lied about that. I think he
Well,
just
then what do you think
assumed
the secret? What was she keeping a secret then? Like, what did she not want to get out? I'm confused.
it was that. I think because with nursing, I think it's kind of confusing for people, and then it's kind of like I don't think it's actually a really big deal, but what she was saying and what Mitch was saying on the after show, she didn't want it to turn into a big deal about what is nursing and asking her a bunch of questions. How are you a nurse without a BSN and da 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 and yada yada, which is exactly what happened. She was saying she was trying to avoid what actually like what happened with a bunch of people asking her, is she really a nurse? Don't you have to be a BSN to have be a nurse or whatever? She was saying she was trying to avoid all of that, and that's what happened when he did decide to tell Justin. That's exactly what happened. So
I
I
don't
don't
feel
know.
bad for her at all. I think she's trying to just minimize what her little lie. I really do. And she's trying to make Ben look like the bad guy. Again, I
I
think they're both wrong because
I
Ben
don't
shouldn't
know.
have gone off and told Justin, but she lied about something that was dumb. I think she made this bigger than it needed to be. And she's the reason that this is all happening. If she would have just explained all of this up front and not kept anything secret, no one would be like, wait, is she a nurse? Is she not a nurse? Like, what's
Well,
going
really,
on? What
it's
is she?
not anybody's business but Ben. So if she felt like, hey, I want to tell you this truth of mine that maybe I
Mm-hmm.
didn't make clear to the experts, to my husband, then she should have done that. She should have come out and told him that. She doesn't owe anybody else any type of explanation but him.
Mm-hmm.
So in her telling him and then him telling everyone else, which betrayed the conversation that they had because he told her he wouldn't, I would be mad about that, regardless of, oh, you lied and now you're telling me the truth. She never lied to him. If she lied to the experts and she's telling him the truth, then that's between her and the experts getting mad about her lying to them. But if she's like, okay, I told the
Mm-hmm.
experts this, but I'm telling you the truth now about what's going on since you're my husband and we're married, and then that same night you go tell I don't care whoever
So,
else, I'm
I
gonna be
mean, I'm not
upset.
saying Ben wasn't wrong. I think he was wrong. I just don't think we should minimize what Morgan's part in it. I don't think it should
What
be
is her part?
woe
Her
is
lying to the
she.
experts? What is her
She did,
part?
yeah. If she wouldn't have done that, we wouldn't be in this situation. We really would not.
I don't
So
know.
I
I
think
don't
she
see the
put
big
that on
deal.
herself.
I don't think that's true. I could lie to the experts and say whatever. If I'm coming to you, the person I married, with the truth, I mean, because
So
it's not
you
like
don't
the
get his.
experts
So his
tell.
concern is that she lied about something to me that's silly. So if you would lie about something that silly, you could
To
lie
who
about
though?
something way more major than that to the experts,
Who
just
are
so
they
that
to
she could look
him?
like a better candidate for this process.
So I would feel like that would be up to him to decide, like, okay, for him to decide that, like, do you feel like because I lied to them but didn't lie to you, that makes me a liar? So that's what you would feel. You're like, you lied to the experts, even though you're telling me the
Yes,
truth,
if you're
that
right,
would
if
make you a
someone
liar.
tells me that they lie, I mean, that to me, that could speak to your character. And the
I don't
fact that
know.
you
Maybe
lied about something so silly
I've lied
means that,
about
that
silly
when we're
things
in our
before.
marriage, you may lie about something worse.
Well, she didn't lie in the marriage. She lied to the experts. So that's,
What, because it speaks to your character and who you
well,
are.
I guess
So to
I'm a
me, to lie
liar.
about something that's silly means
I
that you
guess
may
I'm a
lie about
liar
something major.
because I've lied about silly things before that I just either didn't want to discuss or I didn't want them to know or whatever. I've definitely done that before. So I guess I've known plenty of people who've lied about silly, small things before for whatever number of reasons. I lie about where I'm from so people don't ask me my whole history of growing up in Japan. I'm
And
not a
I think the
liar.
issue is that she lied to make it seem like she was a better candidate for this show. And not only that, she's making it seem like she did absolutely nothing wrong and Ben was the only one who did something wrong. That's my problem. Again, I think they both did something wrong.
I
I
don't
think
know.
you just think Ben did something wrong.
No, I feel like she did something wrong as far as lying to the experts. But when people come into I don't see how that had any effect on Ben, because like I said, if you're looking for someone that's never lied before in their life and you're judging the fact that, oh, you lied to somebody about something even though you didn't lie to me about it, that's a whole nother conversation because people lie on the daily
But he's
about
not
whatever.
completely writing her off, but he is like, huh, that is some kind of cause for concern. I
I
think
mean,
it's
if
just for
that's how he
him, it
feels,
just
then
raises like a yellow flag for him. He's not saying, oh, you lied about that, I'm out. He's just a little concerned. And I don't
I would
think
be
that
more
that's
concerned
wrong.
for Morgan. As Morgan, I would be more concerned that you, like, yeah, I lied about this to the experts and I told you the truth because we're in a relationship. He doesn't know what she did. Nobody knows, has any idea what the person does when they marry them. It's not like, oh, the experts matched me to you because you're a nurse and I knew you were a nurse. That didn't happen. She told you she was RN. She didn't lie about that. And she's telling you that she has to finish her BSN. I thought he was concerned about that because of his whole fugal, I need to save money and whatever part of his life, whatever, level he is on or
I
whatever
think
in
he
his
is
life.
concerned about that too.
That would make more sense. But that would make
But
more
he is
sense. I would
concerned about
understand.
that.
Yeah, but
He's
that's not what
concerned
he was
about that
harping on.
and
He
the
was
lie.
harping on her being a liar. I feel like it's kind of just strong to be like, straight up, she's a liar. Especially when she didn't lie to you. Like, oh yeah, you're a liar. I've lied about freaking
Oh,
not going to work. Does that mean a liar? I say, oh, I had a family emergency because I didn't want to go to work. I guess I'm a liar. I don't know.
you
Like,
are. And don't, why would you lie about that? Because
because I didn't want to go to work. I was calling out. I'm using my
like saying
PTO.
one of my family members died. I can't come to work today and nobody died.
I didn't say anyone died. I said I had a family emergency. And the emergency was I'm tired. That's the emergency.
Oh
I
my
feel like
goodness.
that happens. Like that's just a regular schmegular thing. But
I guess
someone
it just depends
betraying
because
my
if a guy
trust,
told me that he lied about stuff like that all the time, I would be like, why are you lying about that? Just be honest. And it would make me think that you would lie about other little things too. It does.
huh?
Because
Well,
you are lying about something little. If you go into work, then don't go into work. Don't make up a family emergency or a death. I mean,
I'm not gonna make up a death because I'm not gonna speak that. I
well,
do
you
feel
just spoke in
strongly
a
about speaking.
family emergency.
I have emergency. My emergency is that I am tired and I need some rest. That is my emergency.
I get Ben's concerns. I, I get his concerns. I understand why Morgan is frustrated, but again, I feel
Frustrated.
like she brought this on herself. I
Bro, if I
do.
was Morgan, I would be done with Ben. I'm gonna be honest. If I can't tell you a secret as my husband without you telling the whole world, then no. No thank you. Yeah.
That
And
just
she
seems
said,
like I just don't understand. I wish that we could hear the conversation they had. Y'all don't need to be having these conversations off camera because see, then this is what happens. Then the viewing public is all confused and we're over here going back and forth about stuff neither of us truly knows.
right,
So
true.
like, how did you explain this to him?
Well,
Because
she
if
said
I were
she thought
explaining
she
this to someone, I would have said, I am a nurse. I
she
am an
did.
RN.
She said that.
I
She
just don't
says
have
that
my
he doesn't
BSin.
believe her. He just didn't believe her. She said that she told him that she's still a nurse, and he just did not believe that you could still be a nurse without your BSN, and she just didn't believe it.
Now, did we hear Ben's side? Was he? I'm guessing he wasn't on the after show because they usually
Now
don't
he
have both
wasn't
of them
after
on
after
there.
show, but he did say something I thought on the show about how he jumped to conclusions when they did like a solo thing.
Oh, I don't know, but I would be interested to hear. I just wish we could have seen this conversation. I think that would clear up everything.
I don't know. Ben seems kind of slow, so he probably didn't get it when she said it, or he
Well, I
probably
don't
didn't
know if
believe
he's
her.
slow. He's not. I don't think he's. I mean, he's not. A dum dum. I think he's an engineer.
He's an engineer.
Yeah,
Oh,
in San Diego. I mean, I'm guessing he.
I'm guessing he
He's
just
somewhat
didn't believe
smart.
her, and that's why he thought she was lying. He just didn't. I mean, maybe he just thought you had to have a BSN to be a RN.
Hmm. Maybe.
Cause
But
like
we've
I
talked
didn't
about this
know.
for far too long. So
Yeah,
let's
this episode was just not my favorite all around. I'm not gonna lie at
So that
all.
was the drama with Morgan and Ben.
I feel like there was more drama. I feel like this whole episode was just drama of people getting into other people's relationships, and like that bothers me because I feel like a relationship is between two people. You don't need no outside judgment unless the person is there to
Well,
offer positive
now I will
criticism.
say, when you share stuff like that, you kind of do let people in. Because I remember that was a really good piece of advice I got. Don't run around telling everybody your business.
Yeah, when you let people in, but I feel like people were just coming out of nowhere, like Lindy and going to I'm not gonna say it wrong. Stasha, golly,
Oh, Sasha.
just out of nowhere. I think Nate is fake. Like, girl, what? What is that?
They were just expressing their
They don't
concerns.
know
Like,
you.
if I had a
That would bother
concern
me.
about my friend's spouse or
Person,
significant other,
friend,
I would share it. And I would
friend,
hope that if you had a concern about mine, I
friend.
mean,
I could see, like, you and I are friends. We've known each
yeah.
other for years. I just met y'all. We all met each other at the same time. You met Nate the same time. I met him before you. A couple days. I was a couple days before you. Like you don't know him just like I don't. It's easy to have concerns and then you don't know the private conversations that people are having. Like y'all are literally engaged for a week. Or been married for a week.
Mhm.
Come on. I just feel like it's just so out of place, like out of
I
pocket.
mean, I'm not going to say Lindsay's observation and Miguel's, because they both had the same observation. He doesn't seem that genuine to me.
He doesn't, but still. And first of all, I don't think Lindy has anything on her own. If Miguel says it, Lindy says it.
Yes, yeah, that's a whole other. Yeah, she doesn't have a mind of her own. But I mean, the concern is valid, and Stasha even has the same concern.
I feel like the only reason why Miguel said something, first of all, I feel like he said something so Lindy would say something to Stasha for number one. And then I feel like Miguel felt some kind of way after they had that little boys sit down where Miguel talked about how him and Lindy consummated their marriage, and then Nate I guess said something. I don't know. I wasn't really paying too much attention. He seemed to be kind of bothered by that, and then all of a sudden now Nate Miguel thinks Nate is fake.
I think because, I mean, we all saw how Nate was acting at the bachelor party. So that does not line up with the answer he was attempting to give at the tequila thing.
He was saying that he's just going to respect her, right? Her decision.
Yes, that was a very, but the way he was answering that question it was like, yeah, so,
I will say
it
this.
was just,
I don't really like Nate. I don't. I feel like there's something off about him and that he seems like a scammer. But I will say that I feel like he does want to respect Stasia's decision, but but it doesn't negate the fact that he would have sex like immediately.
yeah,
And number two, the way that he was treating the stripper, I would hope that he would have not that a stripper. I don't want to say anything bad about like being a stripper. But he probably doesn't have the same level of respect and everything else that he has for his wife. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying?
Mm.
Like, of course, he's not going to treat them the same way.
I think they're also referring to the fact that he's always on his phone and on social media,
Yeah,
broadcasting things, I guess.
yeah. I mean, that could be of concern, like with the many of influencers that there are popping up left and right. That would
Hmm.
be of concern to think like, oh, is he just trying to get followers or whatever else? But I feel like until I really knew somebody's character enough where I'm like, okay, this is what I actually feel, I'm just not gonna be like, Nate is fake. You know what I don't know. That's just me.
Yeah. I do think though, the way he was acting at the bachelor party and then his little explanation, it just doesn't line up. So it's like, wait, what? He could have been acting fake at the bachelor party, for all we know. I don't know.
Exactly. I don't know him
But
long enough. From what I feel like, I do feel like Nate is fake. I feel like there's something wrong with
yeah,
him in that relationship with that girl he had at his wedding that was crying about him getting married. From that
yeah.
moment, I was like, something is up.
Right. So imagine how these people, we've only known Nate for a few episodes. These husbands have actually spent time with him. So I could see the concern.
I guess I don't know. I just don't know if I would if I would just come out to her and just be like, I feel like Nate is fake and you need to watch your back and blah 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 blah. I don't know. Maybe I would probably I don't know how I would do it if I was that concerned.
Now, I'm wondering though if Lindy said that because of Stasha bringing up
Yeah, which
her
was
big
weird.
180 about having sex.
And I also thought that was weird. I'm like, what is going on with people all up in other people's business? I was like, why are you crying about it? You act like this girl was raped by her husband.
Well, I think she was just feeling, she just kind of was brought back to how she felt in her past relationships and it made her sad. Because I wondered the same thing, how Lindy went from, no, I want to wait, and to, oh, we had sex after this massage. Lindy, you fell for the okie doke.
She
That little
maybe she
massage
did,
got her.
or maybe she wanted to and was just fighting her own feelings of not wanting to. Or maybe he did trick her, which probably is more like is the most likely scenario. But, I would say again, if she comes to me and she's like happy about it, she's like, "Yeah, this is what we did." I'm not going to be like, "Girl, you sure you wasn't forced? You sure that you didn't get tricked?" I'm not going to say that. That just
A
seems weird to
little more
me.
sensitive.
I don't know.
Yeah. This group seems to, I don't know, maybe they just clicked really quickly and they're all just really, they care for and are looking out for each other. But I mean, she just wanted to make sure that she wasn't being manipulated by Miguel.
Yeah, they must have clicked really quickly. Because in the other groups, I don't feel like any of them were ever like that close.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying
Mm.
to remember. I don't think they were ever like that close. Most of the time, they didn't even really. There was somebody in the girl group that didn't like each other, and I feel like it's gonna happen.
Well, I do think despite Lindy saying she was really happy about it and it was beautiful and it was, Stasha doesn't believe it because the way she came from Miguel at that dinner table.
Oh yeah, she doesn't, and I also think that she feels some type of way anyway about Miguel, because coming for Nate too.
Yeah. Which is interesting because she sat there and said, I have the same concerns.
But she said it with to me, she said it with like an attitude, like, "Girl, don't try to tell me about my man. I know what I'm doing."
Mm.
That's what it seemed like to me.
Yeah. But either way, she don't seem to like Miguel very much.
So I don't know how that's gonna play out, but
Yeah, I'm just thinking, I'm wondering how they're all going to get along moving forward. Because the girls seem to like each other, the guys seem to like each other, but like the girls don't like
no,
the guys, and the guys
yeah,
don't like the girls.
you're right. Like they were all teaming up on Morgan at that table, especially just. Oh, I do not like Justin and Alexis. Like with every part of me.
Oh my God, I actually really liked them this episode.
Oh no.
Not them kissing and showing any type of affection grosses me out. But the way they were acting at that dinner table, I was very tickled. They, the
I mean, I'm
way they
trying to
were
figure out
mixing.
why they seems like they were just passing such like strong judgment on Morgan when they were like, "Oh, so where does Ben fit into this?" And she's like, "That's exactly what I'm saying. I'm trying to figure out because of how I work and my shift and all this other kind of stuff. I am trying to figure out where Ben fits into this, but they are just like ganging up on her like she was saying he doesn't." It reminds me of that same thing about who's that one girl that was a nurse and what season? It was the season with Taylor.
Oh, the DC season?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and she was a nurse and she was saying the same thing. That's just how when someone comes into your life, those are concerns that you have, especially when you have like a very strict routine and you're doing all these different things. She was just expressing they were talking about how things are going to be when you get home, and she was like, "Yes, when we get home, we as a couple, what we're trying to figure out right now, because you're asking where we all are as couples, I am trying to figure out how I can alter my schedule to make time for my husband. But they're
Is that
just
what she
like,
said?
well, she was like, I don't want someone that I have to take care of. But I feel like the way she said it made it seem like
The whole
she,
thing just seemed very negative. And I was like, girl, why are you here?
and I think
I was with everyone else at the table.
she said she was also mad still about, they just had a fight. And then Stasha was saying that they also did not know that that's part of the reason why she was behaving the way she was, because she was mad.
Oh, okay.
But she was just saying like, I don't want someone, which I feel that I don't want someone that if I come home, I have to now take care of you, as far as like if you're looking for a housewife that works. That's not me.
Hmm.
And I feel like that's what she was saying. Like, I need someone that when I come home, I don't have to like cater to them, cook them dinner, da 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 da. Like, you can take care of yourself, right? Like, I don't need to tell you do this. I don't need to do that. But I don't think Ben gave any indication that he would have that problem. So I think she was just mad and just saying that. But then I felt like it was judgmental for Alexis and Justin, and then for Justin to turn around and be like, yeah, I'm going to do this and that for Alexis, which is essentially what this opposite.
Hmm.
And there, but I feel like because, oh, it's him doing these things for his woman, it's sweet and nice. But if Morgan is saying that she needs that same support because of her work, then it's messed up.
Is that what Morgan was saying? It just felt
I
like
don't know.
Morgan was saying, when I get home, I don't want to be bothered. You go to your room, I go to mine. And then maybe she was upset. And if she still was, then that makes sense. But the way she explained it wasn't that of a supportive partner.
Yeah, I
It
could
was,
see how it came off that way, but I don't know. At the same time, I'm just like, and maybe I'm just trying to see the positive of what she was trying to say, and I'm like looking at it from a different way. Um, I don't know. Because to me, it seems like she was just saying, I work long hours as a nurse and it's really busy because of COVID and all these other pandemic type diseases that are going around. And when I get home,
mm,
I'm tired. So I just need a few minutes to myself before I can engage. So I'm hoping by when I get home that you're not needing for me to do anything immediately because I need to recharge for a second first. That's what
now
it
you
sounded
see
like she
how
was
you
saying.
just said that?
Yeah.
Much better. The way she said that did not sound, I mean, the way you say stuff is important.
Yeah, it
She
is.
did not say that in a positive way at all. It was
Yeah.
literally, when I get home, don't talk to me, don't bother me, don't ask me nothing. I'm tired.
Yeah, I think that's what she meant. That's what I'm thinking she meant. If like I
Yes,
pieced
I
the
hope so.
so I feel like maybe what she said just didn't come across the way she wanted to because of the way she said it. So then, of course they started getting up on her in the same way. But I don't see how you like the Justin and Alexis this episode. I mean, yeah, them having that back and forth conversations at the table, that was
I
cute
thought that
because
was
that's what married
cute.
couples do. But especially when they went back to the hotel room, I was like, this is just not it at all. At
Oh,
all.
who, Justin and Alexis?
Yes.
Oh, when they were saying, I love you?
It was like very, like she would say, I love you, but then 10 seconds later, call him a pussy beep, beep, beep. That's always beep crying. Like, what?
Oh, Lord. Yeah, I don't know about her. Yeah, I mean, I don't know how genuine her I love you was.
Exactly. Because how could you say I love you and in the same breath say all of that?
Yeah, Alexis needs help. Um,
And then he's
but they
just
were,
taking it like, yeah, talk your, nah, bruh, you need to wake up. First of all, I can understand people making jokes at their spouse and all this other kind of stuff and, stuff like that and like back and forth. I don't know. I forgot what it's called. I can't think of it. But that is not it. That's not it. She was just literally insulting this man's very being.
yeah, I mean, if it's something that is truly hurting him and offending him, he's going to need to speak up and say something. Because if not, she's going to keep doing it,
I
thinking
don't
that
think
they're
he
just
would.
joking.
I don't think he would. I feel like Alexis just makes him feel probably better than anyone has ever did because he feels so accepted, especially in regards to his appearance.
Hmm.
But like I said, this whole, oh, I hate being lovey-dovey. Girl, you are anything but not lovey-dovey. Like, you are all over this man all the time.
And I wonder though if she does stuff like that, where she's throwing these shots at him because she's so uncomfortable with her feelings.
Well,
Like she doesn't want him to know that she's too invested. So she's like, let me throw this little jab in there.
that's dysfunctional.
Yeah, I don't think she is ready for this at all. I think she still has some work to do. But maybe that's why she's doing that. I don't know. But I also am going to need Justin to speak up. There are a lot of couples or individuals on this season who are just very like, just going along to get along, I think.
Yeah,
And
because they
Justin's
really
one of
just
them.
want to marry. They just really want to be married. I feel like
Yeah.
she is just gonna break him down, bro. She's just gonna break him down. Like she's gonna
I,
put in jabs
hmm
here and there. She's gonna make him feel good. It's like
hmm
she built him up, makes him feel good. Then she says something, and he's just like,
yeah,
okay. And then she built him back up again, like, oh, I'm just joking. Like, no, that's dysfunctional.
it is. I think she has definitely some issues she needs to work on with that. I don't know if it has to do with any insecurity she has, or I think she just doesn't want anyone to know or feel like she's 100% all in. Maybe like 95%,
I don't know, because
but
she
she
acts
doesn't
like
want
she's
them to
all
know.
in. This is my man. I'm gonna go to war behind this one. Da 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 yada yada. To me personally, I don't think she really likes him. I'm gonna be honest. I don't think she does.
Now I can't, this episode, I can't tell. And it's not just because she said, I love you, but the way she was talking about him, I was like, does she really like him? Maybe she
I don't think so. I think she's full of hot air.
does.
And then she was like, I'm gonna be his supporter. I'm gonna be. That is bare minimum, Alexis. That's what you're
Mhm.
supposed to do. Like, what do you mean? He's actually doing physical things for you. He's making sure he's cooking you breakfast, lunch, and dinner, cleaning up the house, blah, 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 yada, yada. And your response is, I'm going to be there for him as a support. Bro, that is what you're supposed to do. Like, what you mean?
I don't see anything wrong with that answer.
Well,
Actually, I
here's,
think it's a very general, broad answer. Whatever way you need me to be there for you, I will be supportive in that. Because
I
he's
don't
sitting
think
here
that's
saying,
what
I'm
that
a cook,
means.
I'm a clean. I may not even need that.
Well, then I don't know, because she seemed like she's taking all that in. Like, it seems like Justin's just giving so much and Alexa's
Uh
just taking so much. But then her response of getting back is, I'm going to wear sexy lingerie.
huh.
Like, okay. Okay, girl.
Yeah, I don't know. I just don't know about those two. I'm kind of on the fence. But I thought they were cute this episode. They could kiss a little less on camera.
So we talked a little bit about Lindy and Miguel and Stasha and Nate. I don't know. I feel like I was actually quite surprised how not Lindy, how Miguel um, talked about their first time having sex. He was
Hmm.
like saying all these great things about how he was essentially on cloud nine. I was like, well, I didn't expect that from him. I mean,
Oh, what do you think his response would have been? Or,
I thought it just would have been like, yeah, we had sex and that was pretty much, that.
uh, hmm
I didn't think he would be so like, over the moon about it.
because Lindy put it on him.
I guess she did.
I still don't. Those two bother me though, because I don't think Miguel was respecting her boundaries at all. Um, I
True.
think he kept doing things like the massage and like if I just told you that I'm not looking to explore that part of our relationship right now, like why are you doing this? And I do think Lindy should have spoken up,
I was gonna
but she's
say,
also
yeah.
one of those people that's just going along with whatever Miguel wants to do.
Like if you want your boundaries respected, it's up to you to enforce them. That's just unfortunately that's how it works. The boundaries are in place for you, not for the other person. So
Hmm.
if you want something done and you have a boundary around that, you have to enforce that boundary because of course they're gonna do what they want to do. That's why you had to create the boundary in the first place.
Oh, I would hope not.
They're gonna try, I would say. For example,
Well,
if I
I
have
don't
a
want that type
boundary,
of partner.
if I have I mean, especially if it's a new type of relationship and you have this boundary, you're gonna probably be the one to enforce it because a lot of times people think that if you allow the behavior to happen, then you're saying that it's okay. Like, oh, maybe she changed her mind or whatever else. Like if I say, oh, I don't want to have phone calls after 9 p.m. But then phone calls happen after 9 p.m. Then the person's going to be like, well, I guess she doesn't care if there's phone calls that happen after 9 p.m. kind of thing. So if she
Mm-hmm.
says like, oh, I want to limit how intimate we are in our relationship. First, she has to explain like, what does that mean? Are massages too much? Is that too much? If it is, you need to express that like, oh no, that's too much. We shouldn't be doing that. Is kissing too
Mm-hmm.
much? Like, what is the boundary? And then if you know that, because sometimes you're in the moment. If you say, oh, massages are okay, well, sometimes we know what massages are going to lead to. So then you have to be
Mm-hmm.
honest with yourself. Is massages okay? Would that cause you to slip yourself and kind of fall into the lust of whatever this is going on at the moment? So you also have to be honest with yourself. Like, what do those boundaries look like for you so that you can maintain them as well?
I agree, but I don't think partners should be testing the waters.
Oh no, I don't think it's like a testing the waters type thing. I think it's
Mm-hmm.
more like this happened and you didn't say anything about it, so to me it seems you're okay. Not that I
Mm-hmm.
purposely did it. Not that I just been like F your boundaries, I'm just gonna do this anyway. But this
Yeah.
type of situation came up and you didn't say anything about it,
Mm-hmm.
kind of thing.
Yeah. I get that. I don't think that applies to Miguel. I think he was purposely crossing boundaries.
Maybe. And I feel like I don't know if they had the conversation off camera, but hopefully she was clear about what those boundaries were and not just saying I don't want to have sex. Because as we know, most of the time people just don't be like, boom, sex. It's like one thing leads to another. So
Hmm.
what things lead to that? And that needs to be a part of the boundary as well.
Yeah, and I'm sure she could have stopped it at any point. I wish she would have. I just feel like Lindy doesn't
Well,
have much of a
sometimes
voice.
when you're in that situation, you might be like, oh, I should stop this, but you don't.
Oh no, once you started, something it's hard to come back. Like we're already here. We may as well just go on.
That's what I'm
But
saying. So you got to have the boundaries pulled back a little bit further. You got to have like 2 or 3 steps ahead of that.
yeah, because
Sometimes
now
people
I'm like,
don't realize.
is she just playing games or I don't know? Because she seemed very firm and serious when they were talking last week. So for that to be such a switch is,
I don't know. Maybe she just changed her mind. Lindy seems like the type that changes her mind a lot too.
yeah. I don't know, because then she flip flopped on something else too when they were at the dinner table, and Alexis called her out on it. I can't remember what it was.
Oh, because she had just talked about when they first all got into that circle about
Hmm.
Miguel saying about the after 8 weeks he's going to decide and whatever, whatever. And she was saying how she felt like uncomfortable about that because she doesn't want it to be like an 8 week thing in his head. She wants it
Oh
to be
yeah.
like a forever thing, and
Hmm.
just picture it as a forever thing. And then at the 8 weeks, of course, we have to solidify that or not, but not to think it's just an 8 week thing.
Hmm.
So that's what she was talking about. And then I guess Dasha tried to bring it up again, and everybody was like, "What does that mean?" Whoa, 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 whoa. And then the band came out. And
Oh,
then
so
she's like, I
okay, yeah.
have your back. I think the reason why she did that is because I don't think she intended for him to be attacked like that. And maybe she felt
Hmm.
bad and she was just like, oh no, don't attack my husband, please. But he kind of
Yeah,
felt bad. I felt like she was trying to like comfort him over there. He was about to cry.
yeah, it was a lot. That dinner got a little heated. I'm wondering
Yeah.
though that when that band came out, if like production timed
That's what everybody was saying I
that
saw
way.
like on social media. They were like, okay, this is getting a little bit
They're
too
like, all
much.
right, yeah, this is getting out of hand.
But other table talks have gotten out of hand, and they definitely didn't stop it.
This season they were prepared. They were prepared after that dinner last season.
What season was it? It was like the one with Chris.
Yeah, and Alyssa.
Yeah,
Like, nope, we need a distraction this time around. Cue the mariachi band.
not Chris and Alyssa. I'm talking about Chris and Paige.
Oh, that one too.
Yeah,
That one definitely got out of hand.
they
Mitch and Kristen, we didn't talk much about them.
were pretty. Um, I don't know. It seems like Kristen is forgiving Mitch and they're moving forward, even though she's definitely maintaining her boundaries. So she's very strong willed where they're in the middle of like, we're about to go all the way and she stops it like boom right there.
Yeah. I'm
So,
glad, I'm so glad she did.
so that's good on her. I guess that's what people were expecting Lindy to be able to do. But sometimes, I'm not going to lie, that is hard to do. That is hard to do sometimes.
I
So,
think the difference too, though, Kristen and Mitch, I mean, he had just told her he's not attracted to her. And then all of a sudden you're pouncing her.
yeah. When it was funny because they asked him about that on the after show. And he was like, I wouldn't say like I pounced on her. He was saying it was more like one thing led to another. He said he tried to give her a good night kiss and then it just immediately like escalated, kind of.
Oh, okay.
Which
Okay, she's
I
a
don't
little
know how that
dramatic.
happens. A good night kiss is just like a swap. So I don't know what he's talking about, but
Ugh, yeah, I don't know. So that whole thing with those two, I don't like that. The way you responded, just, it was so attractive to me. Mm,
I don't know. Like I don't
I
know.
get it.
I have my theories about that, but it doesn't mean that it was a good thing. I feel like even his reasoning behind like, oh, I feel like maybe I need to see if someone can handle me, that's still not a good reason.
No. But everybody, we still need to be Team Mitch.
And see, I think that's the thing that she wants. She was kind of making sure that they didn't just gang up on him because it's easy to
Hmm.
do that, sometimes. And I feel like maybe Lindy should have said, "We're still Team Miguel." Maybe they wouldn't have did that. I don't know. But yeah, this was just not my favorite episode because I just didn't like the. I like to see dialogue and discussion between couples if there's
Hmm.
problems. I don't like to see other people trying to fight somebody else's battle in their own relationship. I don't like to see that.
Hmm.
So that's why I was just like, what is going on?
What did you think about? I don't think I knew this until they mentioned it this last episode. Sasha is having a new house built,
And Nate is
and he
supposed to
was
move
like,
in.
"We're moving into her new house that she's having built."
I was like, we'll see after 8 weeks.
Hmm.
He seems excited about it.
He seems very excited about it. I mean, why wouldn't he be?
If I was like, if you last 8 weeks, Nate, I guess you will be moving in.
Oh yeah, no, I just don't like Nate. I don't either of us like Nate. He just
I don't
when
think
he
they're
says something
gonna.
about being a power couple, I'm like, but is the power that you're bringing to the couple?
I don't think he's
I
gonna
don't get
last,
it.
honestly. I don't think she's gonna. I think she's gonna after she gets back into the real world, and
I don't think so either.
she's a hardworking person. She's expecting the same effort as far as building this future, and she's just
Hmm.
not gonna see it from him
Yeah, and not even
unless
just
he
that, but
flips a
even just their
switch.
relationship.
Yeah, unless he flips a switch of
Mhm.
some kind and be like, "Oh, I gotta match her energy. I gotta meet her." Try to work up to her level, and he starts doing a bunch of stuff. But I don't think she's gonna be too pleased with just day trading. Like I said, I don't know
Probably
much
not.
about it, but I don't know.
I mean, he also seems like he's very agreeable too. Just kind of right now, he's like, okay, well, yeah, okay, if you want to.
I think he's
Hmm.
agreeable because he wants to stay married to a rich lady.
I do too. I think he really likes the idea of her, and I don't know if he's going to put in the work that it requires to maintain a relationship with someone like her.
I think because right now he's looking like, oh, this is a piece of cake. She's like blushing. He could the nicest thing, like what he said at the dinner when he said he wants to be a power
Mhm.
couple, and she just started like blushing and tearing up. He probably thinks this doesn't take much to please her. Some words
Yeah,
here
I
and
don't
there. I'm gonna
know.
sprinkle some words here and there, and she'll be head over heels.
Yeah, I think that'll work just fine on the honeymoon. I just don't see that working in real life.
I
I'm just
don't
not sure
either.
that they matched them up very well. I don't really have much hope for any of the couples after this honeymoon.
Nah, I don't
I
either.
I think Morgan and Ben could have been off to somewhat of a good start up until this whole nursing
But
debacle.
I think Morgan and Ben can recover from that. Because it seems like Ben is like, he understands why. I feel like they both, from the after show, it seemed like Morgan was definitely defending Ben to me and seeing
Oh, that's
why
good.
she was saying like how there was a misunderstanding and she could understand that.
Hmm.
She said, but she still needs to just work on building that trust up about revealing something that she said not to reveal, which I understand
Hmm.
that. And then he's also, to me on the show, he's seen the same way, like he wants her to be able to trust him again with information. And now
Yeah,
he understands the whole process of being an RN, which I don't know. That is something so small to fight about, but anyway.
it
Um,
is. The whole thing just seemed to me kind of blown out of proportion.
so I feel like if anyone can recover, I feel like they probably can. Hopefully he doesn't keep, because I would also think like, are you going to keep running to Justin or whoever anytime there's something between us that happens too? Anytime we have a fight, I wouldn't want that either, because she
You
didn't
know
tell
what? You
any other girls that they had an
should.
argument. She didn't tell any of them. She didn't go around saying Ben betrayed my trust. He did this and that. He told Justin this. She didn't do any of that. So that
Oh, I
would be
thought she did
concerned of
mention
mine.
that. She
She mentioned
did.
it.
She mentioned that Ben betrayed her trust. She didn't say what it was exactly.
Oh, okay. So I feel like if I was her, I would be concerned about him giving details about our marriage
Hmm.
to other people, regardless of what it is at this point. So I guess they both have their own concerns
Yeah.
in their relationship that they will
I
probably just have to work through.
I just kind of wish Ben would have not told someone on the show. But
Oh.
I don't know. I would want to talk to somebody too. I just think maybe he should have talked to someone on the show.
Yeah, I mean, there are some times where I do want to talk to people about things that go on, and then sometimes I'm like, okay, this is not. I just know
Hmm.
that my partner wouldn't feel comfortable with me doing that.
Yeah.
So if I do talk to someone, it's going to be like someone that I know that I can confide in without it like getting out. Like I know they're not going to tell a bunch of people. I know they're not. It's going to stay. Like I know I could talk to you about it. I know you're not going to
Yeah.
go and broadcast it and tell everybody.
Hmm.
But I feel like she doesn't know that about Justin because she don't know him. She's assuming that because we all just met, Justin and Ben don't know that each other that well either.
Exactly. Yeah. So I think to go to Justin with something like that, probably that wasn't the right person. Like, why didn't you call your brother? You
Right.
know, I think if you would have told the brother, this also would not have happened.
Not the mom, because I feel like if the mom makes up her mind,
Yeah,
it's
no, not the
done.
mom. Not the mom. But literally anyone, just not someone on the show.
Right.
Especially Justin, because Justin,
Stasha
he just
was
seems like he
like,
likes to like gossip, like one of the girls.
Stasha was like, I don't know about him crying over another man's relationship.
Yeah, like he's just a little, I, it's okay for a guy to be sensitive, but even if
Yeah.
a woman were doing that, I'd be like, okay,
Like, why are
enough with
you,
the tears.
yeah, why are you crying about somebody else's marriage? But, yeah, true.
He kind of seems a little fake to me sometimes too. So Justin and Alexis are just kind of made for each other.
Yeah,
Maybe
I don't
these
know.
tears are fake.
I don't know. I don't know what, I don't know. I don't know. I need to see more.
So back to the real world next episode. I think the honeymoon's done. They're gonna fly back to San Diego. Probably like check out each other's places and then merge.
Yeah, I think they go to the room and then they go get each other's stuff. I hope they don't make that two different episodes.
They probably will. Well, it's episode like 6 and we're still on the honeymoon.
Right. I don't know. I think they're trying to blame Ben and Morgan because their marriage was late, but I don't know.
Well, let us know what you guys thought about this episode. I thought it was pretty good.
I
I
did
don't know.
not
Me and
like
Janelle didn't
it.
seem to agree on a lot of stuff this episode.
I did not like it. But we'll
Oh,
see.
we'll see how the next one goes.
Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. We really need y'all's answers. Like, we really need y'all to reach out about this because,
Yes, let us know what y'all think about the Morgan and Ben issue. Lie, no lie. And if you have any info, let us know. down
Yeah, because I
below.
need to. The experts need to chime in on this one. I need to know: did she say she had a BSN or did she not?
And what did y'all think about everyone being in everybody's business? Were they being supportive or were they just being messy?
Or judgmental? I was getting just judgmental vibes.
Hmm.
All right, y'all. Well, until next time. Bye.
Bye.